And as I was mentioning, as that video ended at 15 minutes, to get this information for the vacancy, you take the, equals a negative, because you're going to, $61,000 that you have the potential gross income for year 3, times the vacancy rate of 9%. So there's a possibility of approximately $5,500 that you lose in this transaction with vacancy. Now we're going to do the effective gross income. To get the effective gross income, you're going to take these two numbers, and sum those, and then that is not what I want to do. And then do the same with these numbers as well. Okay, let's go back. And so we want to sum these. So. Okay. And then to take those, okay, so now we have an effective gross income of the potential gross income minus the vacancy, less the total operating expenses. So to calculate the total operating expenses, you're going to take your fixed, these numbers are given in the assumptions, and this is equal to the fixed amount, which is $4,500. And then the variable, expenses originally were the $5,000, and then the reserves expenses or reserves for replacement was $4,500. So, oops, let's try that again. Equals the reserve for replacement, which was $4,500. And then all of these amounts, the fixed, the variable, they were all to increase 3%. Or in the assumptions, they'll increase 3% per year. So with that, we take the fixed amount, which was the $4,500, and then times 1 plus the 3%, and then close the parentheses, and that is the increase increases $135 the following year. And then we do the same thing with so it equals the 5,000 times 1 plus the 3% for variable, and then close parentheses, and So that would increase the 50 to 5150 the second year. And we'll do the same thing with this amount, because our reserve amount, multiply it times the 1 plus the reserve account growth. Then we'll do the same thing again. That will increase by 3% again for the following year. So, same thing, equals this amount times 1 plus the 3%, oops, close parentheses, and the same equals the 5150 times 1, the 3% again, and $46 and times 1 plus the 3% again for the reserve account growth. And then you just close the parentheses again. Okay. And then so now we're going to total the operating expenses, which is the sum, which not exactly where I wanted it to go. I'm going to attempt that again. We're going to calculate the total operating expenses. So we're going to take these, oops. I'll take all of these and auto sum. So the total is $1,400 or $14,000. And again, increase. So this gives and calculates, it just adds these three numbers for each of the expenses. Since we have our total operating expenses, we can now calculate our net operating income, which we do not need that now. Net operating income, you just will, with the effective gross income, you subtract, so you take your effective gross income minus your less total operating expenses, and then you do the same with the second year, and minus the expenses again, and again effective gross income of $55,608.13, and minus your operating expenses for the third year. So now we have the net operating income less, now we're going to do the debt service. So with calculating the debt service, we're just going to take the annual, the monthly actually the monthly payment times 12. And then we'll do the same. We'll do the same with this as well. Equals the monthly payment. And times 12 again. So it's equal to this sum as well. They don't increase. So now to get our before tax cash flow, and basically we'll be we'll simply to get the before tax cash flow simply take the net operating income minus this debt service. And to do that, we'll just take the NOI minus which is 57. That is not correct. Let's go back. Let's try to do this the correct way. So auto sum. Okay. And then again, auto sum these, which will give us a before tax cash flow. Okay. Now we're going to calculate our taxable income. So to get the NOI, which we've already calculated that number, we take these three items and oops. Let's try that again. Operating, this is equal to this NOI, and it's equal to this, and so and again, there's probably, okay, and then plus reserves, which this is equal to the, let's see, no. Our reserve amounts, and same thing here. Okay. So less interest, which now we're going to calculate our interest, which you do that with a cumulative interest payment calculation, which you take your rate again, which your rate for the loan is 5%, and you divide that by 12 months. May not be.